You are always in a hurry, even when nothing urgent is happening. Your body wakes up, but your mind is already late. Late for something you can't fully name. Late for expectations you never agreed to carry. Late for a life that feels permanently one step ahead of you. Before you notice your breath, you notice the clock. Before you ask how you feel, you ask what you have to do. Time becomes the first thing you check in the morning and the last thing pressing on your chest at night. Days no longer feel open. They feel compressed, like narrow corridors you rush through without stopping long enough to look around. You eat faster than you taste. You listen faster than you understand. You answer faster than you think. Even moments that should feel calm carry a background tension, the sense that you should be somewhere else, doing something else, becoming something else. Rest no longer feels like rest. It feels borrowed, temporary, almost irresponsible. When you slow down, something inside you tightens. A quiet internal alarm goes off. A voice appears, low and persistent. You're wasting time. That voice didn't come from nowhere. You learned it. You learned that being busy means being valuable, that moving fast means being competent, that slowing down means falling behind. You learned to associate speed with survival, so you rush. You rush conversations that deserved attention. You rush decisions that deserved reflection. You rush moments that deserved memory. Life slowly stops being something you experience and becomes something you manage. Your days turn into sequences of tasks. Your weeks turn into checklists. Your years turn into blurred transitions between responsibilities. You don't ask if something matters. You ask what's next. This pressure feels personal, like a flaw in you, like you're bad at handling time, like everyone else figured something out that you somehow missed. But the problem isn't that you're inefficient. The problem isn't that you're disorganized. The problem isn't that you lack discipline. The problem is that you're living inside a permanent state of urgency, a state where everything feels important and almost nothing feels meaningful. Urgency flattens experience. It removes depth. It replaces presence with motion. Time stops feeling like something you live inside. It starts feeling like something chasing you. You're not moving through time anymore. You're running from it. And the more you run, the less space there is to feel alive. This is not an accident. This is not just how modern life works. This is the opening phase of Time War. Time was never neutral, but it was never meant to feel like this. At some point, time stopped being a background and became a pressure system. You don't experience time anymore. You manage Italiano, you optimize it. You defend yourself from it. Your days are no longer continuous. They are broken into fragments. Notifications, deadlines, reminders, interruptions that never allow your attention to fully settle. Every system competes for your time. Every platform measures it. Every algorithm feeds on it. Urgency is no longer the exception. It's the default. Messages demand immediate responses. Tasks arrive already late. Silence feels suspicious. You are constantly pulled forward toward the next thing, the next obligation, the next demand. And this constant forward pull has an effect. When you're rushed, you don't reflect. When you're overloaded, you don't question. When you're exhausted, you comply. Speed creates obedience. The faster you move, the less space there is for doubt. Time pressure keeps you reactive. Reaction prevents awareness. This is not accidental. Fragmented time produces fragmented thinking. Short windows of attention prevent deep questions. Constant urgency blocks long-term perspective. You are trained to respond, not to pause. To adapt, not to challenge. To survive the day, not to examine the direction. Deadlines replace meaning. Efficiency replaces depth. Optimization replaces presence. You are told to multitask, even though your mind was never built for constant switching. So you jumped between contexts. You abandon thoughts before they mature. You leave moments before they settle. Your nervous system never resets. It stays alert, scanning, bracing. That's why boredom feels uncomfortable now. Why silence feels heavy. Why stillness feels unsafe. Your body might stop, but your mind keeps running because it learned something dangerous. Slowing down feels like falling behind. Time pressure, conditions, compliance. It keeps you focused on tomorrow, so you never fully examine today. Days blur. Weeks collapse. Years compress. And eventually, a disturbing realization appears. You have been busy for most of your life, but you don't remember being present in it. Not because you failed, not because you were lazy, but because speed was never meant to take you anywhere. It was meant to keep you moving. This is how time becomes a weapon, not by stealing your hours, but by breaking them into pieces so small that life itself becomes difficult to feel. You don't end time war by becoming faster. That only feeds it. Speed is not the solution. It is the battlefield. The war was never against time itself. It was against your attention, your presence, your ability to choose. Time is not your enemy. Urgency is. The moment you stop treating every demand as an emergency, something subtle changes. Your body loosens. Your breathing deepens. Your perception widens. Time stops feeling like pressure and starts feeling like space again. This is not productivity. This is territory. Modern life trains you to believe that every moment must be filled, that empty space is waste, that silence is unproductive. But emptiness is where clarity forms. When you allow moments to remain unoccupied, your nervous system recalibrates. Your mind stops bracing for impact. You remember something you forgot. Life is not meant to be consumed in fragments. It is meant to be inhabited. Presence is not passive. It is an active refusal to be rushed. Choosing depth over speed is an act of resistance. Saying no to artificial urgency is reclaiming ground. You don't need more hours. You need fewer intrusions. You don't need better systems. You need clearer boundaries. Boundaries are not limitations. They are lines of defense. The most dangerous man in time war is not the one who does the most. It is the one who decides deliberately where his time goes and where it does not. When time becomes a choice again, it stops feeling hostile. You are no longer chased by the clock. You move with intention. Moments regain weight. Days regain texture. Life regains continuity. This does not require escaping modern life. It requires refusing to let modern life fragment you. Time does not need to be conquered. It needs to be respected. The war ends when you stop surrendering your attention automatically, because the life you believe you are always running toward is not waiting in the future. It is happening now. Check if you're already subscribed. This channel exists to document the silent wars shaping modern life.